Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Gold Mason back for another SPL commentated set. This one's going to be a little different. First of all, I want to apologize for not uploading right after saying I was going to try and blast through these commentaries. I got very sick, lost my voice actually for about a week, and then it was my birthday weekend and simultaneously went to a wedding. Actually, it was very fun. But anyways, I'm back now, and there is so much good ADV content coming up. There's so much to do, so much I'm excited about. So, this video is going to be all of the Week 6 games, every single one. I'm going to do all of the Week 6 games today. I'm going to do all the Week 7 games tomorrow, hopefully 8 games the day after, so that we can catch up on this tournament. Finalize the SPL coverage and move on. The ADVPL auction happened on Sunday, so ADVPL gaming is coming up. I really want to cover that. So yeah, anyways, let's hop into it. The first game we've got is Endill versus Pak. Endill notably was picked up in the Week 5 midseason auction to replace Alice, who was banned. Endill probably should have been drafted from the beginning. He's a strong gamer. Everybody was excited to see him get picked up. He is replacing Scarfarum, who was not having a great season either. So, yeah, let's hop into it and see how this game goes. We got a Starmie lead versus a Tar lead. Pak does switch out to a Blissey. That's a pretty safe switch. Hydro Pump does 27%, so that's probably a offensive Starmie. Here's Celebi. Alright. This is pretty standard opening. Double Nat Core. Maybe we'll see the triple Nat Core from Nat Cure Core, rather, from Endill. We'll see. Gonna see Magneton come in on Skarmory. Gonna get that kill. And then obviously the Starmie is in the back there already revealed to remove the spikes. So a pretty strong start for Endill, and also catches the Tar Earthquake. So here comes Magneton back in, walls Gengar quite a bit, especially with the Will-O-Wisp. But I mean, I feel like Blissey is just going to be a free switch in here, which is exactly what happens. If Endill doesn't have a strong response to Blissey, like this Tyranitar coming in, that would have been a tough spot. If Fire Blast burned, that would have been really tough. But Tar is going to go for a Focus Punch into the incoming Swampert. That's a pretty standard play. 29%, so this is very defensive pert, which can be expected on a Big 5 structure like the one that Pak loaded. Celebi's going to come in, and we're going to be in for a little bit of a long one, folks. I think. There's got to be some sort of win con on the end of Endill, and Swampert comes in, so maybe not. Maybe this is just supposed to be an attrition kind of team. Celebi comes in on the Will-O-Wisp. Notably, Celebi is still, even after burn, out of the range of Ice Punch potentially, so I was going to say Pak is probably not going to risk that. Tar comes in, threatening with Hidden Power Bug, so Flygon's going to come in, and actually Gengar swaps in, so that's a really nice double from Pak. Here's the Magneton. It gets burned. Nice swap from Pak. I mean, yeah, Magneton's going to slowly get burned down here. And I am not a big fan of Endill's Gengar switch-ins once Magneton goes down. Seems really tough to maintain pressure against the Gengar with Endill's team, but we'll see how it goes. Another Focus Punch lands onto the Swampert. And actually a substitute on a Protect. Pretty nice. That means another potential Focus Punch instead actually goes for a Crunch. So Endill is hoping to break this Swampert down with a little bit of a Boatar action, and then obviously the Celebi always being kind of a free swap in. You don't really click Ice Beam now, especially knowing that it has Substitute, so Pock gets the Tyranitar back up to full, and makes another double to Gengar, really putting the pressure on here. Here's the Ice Punch. Like I said, only does 34, but a freeze is really nice for Pock. Celebi's going to be forced out here now, and Magneton's going to get sacked off. I don't love that Will-O-Wisp. I think it was supposed to catch a Starmie coming in, but not a amazing spot. But, I mean, the Magneton's dead either way, so trying to catch Starmie, it's fine. I'm going to see maybe Crunch here, yeah. Focus Punch would have been an insane click. Obviously, impossible to click into the person who might just click Will-O-Wisp, but we got Big 5 Zap from Pock. Oh, that's crazy. Alright, Ice Beam crits and destroys Zapdos, who tried to stay in, killing the... I mean, Starmie going down would have been massive. So, Celebi comes in. We're going to see potentially Tar come in here. Nope, just the Will-O-Wisp. I kind of like it. Endill wasn't really representing any sort of like threat anymore to Blissey without this Tar, and now this Focus Punch is going to Thud. I mean, still does 49%, but that is soft-boiledable, and the Tar will slowly die to the burn now. So, yeah, would have done 90% without the burn. That's crazy. So now Blissey can kind of fuck around and puts Pock in a much better position without a crit. Pock will be in a pretty good spot here to beat this Blissey. Or sorry, to keep the Blissey around, you know. Flygon will presumably come in afterwards, threaten Blissey out, but Blissey will be able to be alive and can eventually make its way in on Starmie. Yeah, I mean, Blissey's actually gaining health on this Tyranitar, so here's the Flygon. And I'm wondering what the... I was going to say what the Gengar answer is now. Because you have to hit it again somehow. Goodbye, Starmie. Really comes down to this Swampert set and... Ice Beam. This was Physical Tar. So both of these Pokemon are pretty good to have into that Physical Tar. There's an Earthquake, and actually Endill making a good play, knowing that Pock won't risk the Gengar with how useful it is. Interesting second Earthquake, though. I don't know about that one. He's trying to get the Pert in on the Gengar? That's what it feels like. He's trying to make Pert come in on Gengar. Not allow the swap for free. I don't know. It feels like Endill's going for a Last Mon Swampert endgame. I need the experts on this one. That's that's what it's showing, right? It's just... Oh, I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. It's Choice Band Flygon. It's not recovering with leftovers. It's the Choice Band Flygon, and he doesn't want Pert burned for free. Yeah, oh my god. I'm so dumb. It did so much to Gengar earlier. I was like, there's no way. Alright. And the Targ die. Oh, okay. Alright, my fault. My fault, team. My fault. Here's the curse. Oh my god, 50%. Oh my god, that was so sick. So the 50% Hydro Pump was torrent range, and then it leftovers out of torrent range. And now Rest Swampert is potentially going to run away with this game. We'll see how it goes now. Wow, Ice Beam doesn't even put Swampert back into torrent range. So, yeah, Pock goes for a freeze. Here's a curse. The thing about it is now that Endill can curse up to full, does not need to risk another torrent boosted Hydro Pump. And if Pock uses up all these Hydro Pumps, then that's going to be probably the game without some sort of like freeze or something like that. Protect is a weird move. You just let a free curse up. You know that Endill's going to the moon. Here's another curse. Think we're gonna see Ice Punch? Yep. No freeze. And Endill just takes the damage on Gengar. I don't love letting Gengar go here now. There's no Earthquake immune. You can't like posture at all for that. And there's a rest again. And there's one Hydro Pump left. Like literally one Hydro Pump. Any extra damage on that Swampert, by the way, and the 2 Hydro Pumps would have just killed. Nice critical Earthquake for Pock, but I think this is over. Yeah. 9% on the second one and rested back up, and you're just going to see the Swampert go to the moon. I mean, like, maximum curse stacks and then take the kills. Only way out is a Ice Beam freeze. Again, I don't love these protects. Like, that was the freeze turn. Yeah, Pock is not even doing enough to really mitigate leftovers head recovery. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of these protects. These protects on the wake up turns. Like, if you don't want him to rest on, I don't know. I guess it's to preserve damaging PP. You're going for crits here. That's like the out. But I feel like an Ice Beam freeze is a better out than an Earthquake crit. You know. Just stop attacking. Spam protect. Spam protect so that when it wakes up, it can't go back to sleep. You have 11 protects. You don't need to attack at all. Just simply don't attack. Yeah, here's another rest. Now just spam protect. Click protect over and over again. No, stop. 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 Yeah, this is not good. This is now, I believe, just over. Critical hits are the only way that Pock makes it back in the game, because he's not just clicking protect here. I don't know. Maybe Pock knows something that I don't. But I think going for a freeze on a Swampert that cannot click rest because it is at full HP is the only out, and Pock is not taking that out. Just click protect now. I don't know. Because 2 Ice Beam critical hits will do 80% minus the 12% from leftovers healing. So that's like, you still need a 3rd crit. 3 crits in a row is just a lot to ask. And you're almost now out of Ice Beams. So, yeah, I don't love this. I mean, rest PP is kind of low, but I mean, or just, I don't know. Yeah, we are out of ice beams now. We are out of hydro pumps now. We're about to be out of earthquakes. Yeah, this is gonna be the game. 15-minute game to lead off this week 6 coverage. Yeah, tough game to watch. Here's the last 2 curses, and yeah, earthquake obliterates. Blissy's not going to be able to do anything. Blissy doesn't even have a move that would enable it here. Goodbye, Blissy, and that's it. Fox says, go Zapdos in the chat. Yeah, no, the Zapdos would have been quite nice to get rid of the Starmie early and get some big pressure from Gengar, but instead, yeah. Tough game. Let's hop into game 2. We've got Violet River versus Mako. This one will be an interesting one. I am sure. Okay. Alright. That's slacking. Clicks Earthquake. Immune Gengar. We're back on the Slay King method from Violet River. I do not understand it. I don't think that Pokemon's great. Moltres comes in on the Charizard. We got a Cloyster Spike up. So this is looking like some sort of Spike's offense structure from Mako. And then what the fuck ever this is from River. That's a Tyranitar on a slacking team. What? Don't love that. Looks like some sort of mix-off, and then River replaced something with a slacking. That is, if I had to get, yeah, I mean, Hidden Power Grass, Tyranitar, presumably a DD Grasstar. This is just a mixed offense that has a slacking for some reason. Ran into probably a terrible team to run into. Charizard blanked by Moltres, Zapdos blanked by Blissey. Here's the Swampert that's on every single mix-off team. I'm pretty sure these are, well, it's not Faucet failure, otherwise it would be just a shock team. Yeah, no, this is looking tough already. Okay, all right, and there's a freeze too. Yeah, this is tough. I predict River will lose in the next 20 turns. That is my prediction. I have not watched this game. I have been not watching the games specifically so that I can do these live and whatever. We've lost 18% on Slaking for no gain. Here's Moltres. And alright, Slaking's gone. We actually knew that the Moltres was faster from the Sand Chip order, which means that it's probably Timid Molt and Adamant Slaking, and it's gone. It's dead. It died. Alright. Cool. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, that is just a very dead slacking and a freeze. Yeah, and it's not gonna unfreeze, and that is kind of just it. The Jirachi here is probably the only thing that is keeping River in the game. Charizard is gonna blank here into Moltres or Blissey. Oh wow. Mako calls out what she probably thought was going to be a sub. River just tried to aggressively double here. Here's the baton pass into the Swampert again, but this is probably a cursed Swampert too, if I had to guess. Oh no, maybe it's just, yeah. Okay, Earthquake, Surf, probably not curse. Just goes for the Earthquake. And Mako can, Earthquake does 36 to 40% right now is what the last 2 rolls were. Yeah, 36 to 42. That's not going to be anything to put pressure on Blissey at all. Mako was kind of letting the Swampert heal up though. Don't love that. Nice wisp. Very nice wisp. Jirachi is now much more manageable. Wish is going to be clicked here. More than likely protect. Kind of lets Moltres in, so maybe River will make a play. And actually Blissey comes in on the body slam. So yeah, River did try to make a play, but didn't really get anything out of it. Blissey is a smart move from Mako. Kind of covers everything here. Eventually, Moltres will make it in on Jirachi, and that'll just be that. This is nice though. Swampert's gonna come back to health, and that is pretty much River's only real Pokemon that can do something here. We're gonna see Wisp. Yeah. Mako really wants to put the Swampert on a timer to remove the leftovers chip healing, so River's going to deny that as much as possible. This looks like a Focus Punch Charizard, so did not make the call out on Blissey coming in. And Mako's just going to take the chip damage into this Swampert. Down and down it'll go. A nice soft boil, trying to call River using Surf on the swap, which River did not do, obviously. Here's the Gengar coming in. Now will Mako make the right click into... Oh, wow. Made the right click and punished for it as Will-O-Wisp misses, and... Yeah. I think this was close on a roll last time. Okay, no, it was, yeah, 17. Moltres might come in here now. Nope. Just goes for the kill. Does not land the kill there. Jirachi's gonna click Wish this turn. Here's Cloyster back in. I'm not sure why Cloyster's in here. Just click Surf. No Fire Punch burn, but Cloyster will go down to the sand. I guess that does let Moltres in now. Oh my gosh. There's a Barra. But Jirachi is now dead. Never mind. Jirachi lives through the power of full paralysis. Ladies and gentlemen, paralysis, as you may know, is the most broken status in the entirety of Pokemon and ruins the competitive integrity of Pokemon as a whole. The move Thunder Wave is probably the best move ever created, and paralysis is broken. So, this is going to sound like Cope, but, you know, why ever do anything when you can just make it so that your opponent never gets to move, you know? Tangent aside, we've still got a game going on. Jirachi's back alive now, which is, well, sort of live now. So this is going to be still very much in Mako's favor, but River has some chances now back in the game just a little bit. 3 Earthquakes left, by the way. Which I think, how many soft boils? 6 soft boils, yeah. Ice Beam does not matter, and now Mako can, yeah, click Calm Mind. I'm actually just set up on the Swampert. 2 Earthquakes left. Crit Earthquake won't even help here. There's 1 left now. And actually, that's probably the last. Yeah, that's it. Blissey is now no longer really threatened by anything on River's team. 3 soft boils left to go. You can Calm Mind to the moon, or just start beating down the swamp. Okay, alright, and immediately freezes the Swampert again. I don't think Jirachi even actually lives anything. Yeah, So Jirachi's going to go down to 27%. I don't even think he can click Wish safely. Just goes for the Body Slam para. But actually goes down. Yep. Alright, now Charizard is going to click Sub and fish for paras, if I had to guess. Yep. Instead, Gengar comes in, presumably to just break the sub. Or yeah, click Explosion. That's fine. And then there's Blissey. So this is looking over. No para on Blissey means that the Charizard can't fish for subs or anything like that. Best chance now is a Ice Beam Freeze from the Swampert. And you have one chance left for that, so... Nope. Alright. Wrap it up. Wrap it up! Goodbye, Leviathan. Goodbye, Zapdos, that never really did anything. Oh, hold on. Thunderwave. Full para? What am I talking about, folks? What am I talking about? It's just the most broken move of all time. And you know what? It doesn't even matter in this case, because the Charizard's going to click Sub as the Moltres comes back in, and the Moltres is going to break the sub. Or Metagross, fine. Metagross is just going to die. I don't know. Alright, hold on. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho. Metagross in trying to bait. And Charizard I don't think can click sub again. So just trying to bait the Swampert coming in. Is there like low Fire Blast? Yeah, there's 4 left. Oh, it clicked 2 into Moltres, so there's like 2 left? Yeah, there's one of them. But yeah, you can't, yeah. Maybe there was 3 into the Moltres? Oh. Sub put me in sand range, had to bluff is what Violet River said in the chat, except then she clicked sub and was not in sand range. Alright, well. I think we know what happens here, but I'll let it play out. What? She wasn't sure if she was going to be in sand range or not, I guess. And wasn't in sand range. Okay, wait, a miss here? A miss here still... Well, no. Blissey comes in. That's it. Yeah. Probably closer than it had to be. Charizard is a very strong Pokemon. I really like Charizard there, but yeah, no, closer than it had to be, but it was pretty strongly in Mako's favor from the beginning when Violet River entered in the builder and brought something that probably should not have been loaded. But you know, hey, whatever. She's gonna yell at me after this recording, but it'll be fine. Don't care. All right, we're on to Baddummy versus Triangles. Let's see how this game goes. Some offense, finally. Look at that. Smeargle versus... Oh my gosh. Smeargle versus Medicham. Medicham gets the extremely Oh my god. This is like that Arctic game versus McMeghan. Just everything dying to Medicham on the beautiful predicts. Thunderwave on the arrow coming in. Oh my gosh. If Triangles loses this, I mean, all right. 3 Pokemon have been OHKO'd by a Medicham. Down Medicham goes. This is exactly like the Arctic versus McMeghan game. Gyarados is going to come in, presumably click Thunderwave into Swampert. Oh, Swampert's faster. That's funny. It's a slower Gyarados versus a, maybe like a bulkier Gyarados versus a... Endpert, more than likely. There is the speed Oh wait, is it Salakara? That's funny. That's funny. All right, all right. I love this. I love offense. All right, goodbye, Hera. Here is Metagross. You can click Earthquake pretty safely, but Triangles goes for the Meteor Mash. Doesn't want to allow the setup probably. Miss from baddummy, and then yeah, this is well, DD Tar, Lum DD Tar could potentially do it with what's revealed. Here's the Intimidate. So that's tough. It's got to be Lum though. No, Earthquake clicked, not T-Wave. Potentially respecting the Lumberry, which it looks like it was Lumberry. Unfortunately, did not have the EVs to live 2 EQs. Yeah, all right. After those 2 longer games, I love to see some offense. That was a good game. Pretty exciting. Yeah, nice bring from Triangles and nice predictions. I mean, yeah, just kind of went ham there. Good shit. Let's jump into the next game. I'm gonna love putting in the little like chapters in this video, because the Triangles game, it'll say it's like 10 seconds and people will be like, what the hell? All right, we're on to Shitrock Enjoyer versus Arctic. Let's see how it goes. All right, Armaldo already brought by Arctic, which is interesting. Armaldo again. I think this didn't Arctic bring Armaldo last week, like an Armaldo Doug? Did he just load the same team again? Zapdos is kind of going crazy here already. I was gonna say I think there's a 4A. I just felt like it. It just felt. Yeah. You're gonna see the spike go up. I mean, Metagross beaten down. Hidden Power Fire? Hidden Power Fire, probably. There's an Earthquake on the Swampert coming in. We're going to see Celebi in, actually, and that's pretty good for Fruhdazi. Blissey's probably going to come in on, like, oh yeah, Calm Mind. If this is CM Pass, maybe it can do some damage here. Seismic Toss is not something you're worried about. Mantine. That's a Mantine. That's a Mantine. 34% to the Blissey. Here's a Wish. There's a Para. Alright, alright. Zapdos with the Para on the Thunderbolt is potentially going to make it through Blissey here now. Thunder Wave on the sub turn. Wow, good job for Fruhdazi. Holy moly. Alright, alright. Do we have Grass? Hidden Power Grass? We have no idea yet. Maybe 4E is sacrificed here? Okay, no, it's Ice. Alright. Arctic with Balls of Steel. Ice Beam does not break the sub. This is looking very unfortunate for Arctic right now. Is that no left? Okay, it is leftovers. I was going to say, is that no leftovers pert? But no, it did have leftovers. It did. Alright. Arctic can notably, yeah, click sub again. And the Swampert will die. I'm not sure what is going to be able to come in here that actually lives. Raikou. So Raikou will get Thunderbolted potentially. No, just Baton Pass to Celebi, I suppose. Psychic does only 45%, and Haze will clear away those stat boosts. Suddenly not looking as over as it did moments ago. Haze will continue to keep Celebi without stat boosts. Surf will break the sub. The lower there is nice for Fruhdazi, but actually Haze will clear it, and Haze is clicked again, so yeah. Suddenly not looking as dire for Fruhdazi as it, or for Arctic as it did before. I mean, still 2 Pokemon down, and not much of Fruhdazi's team revealed, but there's a Raikou. I mean, Raikou is a strong Pokemon, and it actually does come in right now. Are we gonna see like Leech Seed or something? Just Baton Pass to Dugtrio. Alright. Wait, Raikou's faster. Raikou was faster than the Dugtrio. That should not happen. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Metagross crit. Oh my gosh. Alright, well. And very suddenly, Fruhdazi has went from a guaranteed win here to potentially about to lose. Kingdra clicking Rain Dance to click Surf into Raikou, but Raikou can just kind of spam sub until the rain ends. 3 turns left. No sand. Yeah, so yeah, Raikou will be able to click subbed again, and actually Fruhdazi made a nice play there, subbing of his own. There's a Calm Mind again from Arctic as the rain ends. Yeah, no, I think Arctic's going to take this one down, barring some sort of Pokemon last. This, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not a dig at Fruhdazi. Fruhdazi is an incredible player. Truly an incredible player. I mean, he knows what the hell he's doing in the builder and otherwise. But I think we've all been baited. Oh my god, Zapdos lived and barely doesn't kill. We've all been baited before to run these bulky Dugs that, you know, survive a Blissey Ice Beam or some other stuff. And, you know, who am I to say that it's bad or it's good? But if you are not faster than a Raikou, I don't think you're doing your job. This team does have Raikou measures with the Metagross that got crit and the Celebi that got crit, obviously. But, I mean, I think you guys should run 363 speed Dugtrio at minimum. That's just me. If I run a Dugtrio, it's 372 speed. And this is why. This right here is why. So, let's move on to the final game. We've got a pretty hype one. This is McMeghan versus sadlysius. And let's see how it goes. Lead Suicune with a Skarmory. You already know it's going to be a long game. Both teams have Suicune and Skarmory. This is going to be a long as heck game. Yeah, here's Spike. Hidden Power Fire from sadlysius. The Yu-Gi-Oh nicknames that everybody likes on sadlysius as usual. Here's a Blissey. Might see a Blissey from sadlysius. We do. Alright. I already know this is going to be a long game. I'm turning on fast. I'm going to save ourselves some time. Let's save ourselves just a little bit of time. There's a Claydol and a Jirachi. Yeah, this game is going to be like 200 turns. Alright. Gonna see spikes go down. I was gonna say there's definitely... Oh ho ho ho! Cheeky Dugtrio from sadlysius trying to catch the Jirachi. And there's spin. Wish goes to the Skarmory. And yeah, Blissey's on Blissey. Maybe Doug was trying to catch Blissey actually. That'd be interesting. Could have caught Blissey there. Didn't though. Not that it really would have done anything. Blissey's too healthy for that. More full Paras. Thunder Wave, the most broken move in the game. Never forget. Here's Skarmory on Skarmory. Yeah, this game is going to go forever. Feel free to come back in 5 minutes. Grab a drink. I'm eating I've been eating this dried mango recently from Costco. You guys should go check it out. This is gonna be a long positioning game. I think I slightly favor McMeghan, just because Doug Trio is gonna get worn down over time, worn down by these spikes. It's probably already in range for like a Blissey Ice Beam if it was ever trying to catch the Blissey. Yeah, it took 2 spikes earlier, so and won't necessarily be able to come in without spike on the field. In fact, most of the time Skarmory is going to be the good switch into Claydol, as we'll see on this turn exactly. So the Skarmory is always going to want to put the spike back down, and yeah, this is going to be a long game. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to ask a question here. What are you drinking right now? If you're drinking something nice, let me know what it is. I'm drinking, I'm currently, I got some, like, gamer sups, I guess they're called. My roommate told me to get them. So I've been drinking those with creatine, because I've been going to the gym a lot. So, let me know what you're drinking in the comments. That's going to be the question. I'm going to try and ask a question every week from now on. We'll see how it goes. But let me know what you are drinking in the comments as we watch this lovely game between sadlysius and McMeghan. 3 spikes up on sadlysius' side, and actually McMeghan finally pulls the trigger on his I would say his signature Thief Skarm drill pecking down the Claydol as well. So that Skarmory is going to put a lot of pressure on every aspect of sadlysius' team. It's going to get spikes up against Skarm. It's going to drill peck down the Claydol, and it stole the leftovers of the Celebi, so the Celebi is not going to be able to recover at all, except through Leech Seed, which it has already used 6 of them. So, definitely looking better for McMeghan than it is for sadlysius. Toxic on Claydol might not matter, probably doesn't. Claydol can always come in. It'll only lose 6% coming in and then rapid spinning, so yeah. Yeah, trying to beat down with the Metagross. Actually misses both medium ashes. Very unfortunate. Getting the Skarmory damage in now is like the best case for McMeghan. Fire trying to catch a Skarmory coming in. Instead gets a Fire Punch to the face. Does catch the Skarmory. But this, you know, no leftovers on Celebi is really starting to hurt. It's out at 42. It'll come back in at somewhere between 42 and 17, depending on the spikes on the field. McMeghan is definitely keeping up the pressure. If the Doug Trio manages to catch the Jirachi, might save it. If the Doug Trio catches the Metagross as well, that would definitely help. But yeah, Doug Trio gets roared in. And that is, oh my god, get roared in again. You're losing all of your health on your Doug Trio. This is not good for sadlysius. Folks, can I just say I'm glad I turned on fast mode. I knew this was going to be a long game. The second you see Suicune Skarmory, you know that there's a Blissey and a Claydol, and then, yeah, it's just going to take forever. Very positioning oriented. I think I give advantage to McMeghan. I think McMeghan's team is just, you know, has the tools needed, and we're gonna see this Doug Trio die to spikes. I already know. McMeghan's just gonna be able to spam Roar with Skarm for a while and catch that. I know it's gonna catch that Doug Trio because of course it is. I was about to say it's McMeghan going for game, but I already knew about that toxic, so... Fire Punch does not burn. McMeghan going for it again, does get it. Forces the Suicune to sleep. Is what I'm assuming he was going for. Ah, lets him heal up the Metagross. That makes sense. That's a good position. Good positioning tip. If you're trying to get better at Pokemon, that's the way. You force these kind of positions where like the Suicune has to rest, otherwise it dies to burn and stuff like that. Specifically for situations like this. As mentioned before, Celebi's getting worn down without its leftovers. And yeah, no, that was a really good positioning tip. It's good to analyze replays between good players like this, especially a player like McMeghan, right? You're going to be able to see and pick up so many things about this game that like you don't consider as often. This Metagross was, you know, 30-40% before, and now it's suddenly going to be able to do things again, like stay in on the Splissy. Clicks Meteor Mash, gets a Rise this time. Some damage goes down on... Well, maybe not. Alright. Yeah, I expect another 85 turns. We're on turn 115. I expect another 85 turns. I think that we will get to a sequence. Yeah, Aromatherapy from the Blissey. Which is why I didn't expect the Toxic on Claydol to matter at all. I figured that there was going to be like a rest or a refresh on the Claydol or an Aroma Blissey. So, yeah, McMeghan going for some nice... Basically outplay. I mean, like, it's McMeghan. He can outplay anyone, I think. But this team is built for McMeghan to outplay, and he's surely putting up a performance, I think. Seismic Toss on the Claydol. At some point, sadlysius gets quote-unquote impatient. That's an interesting interaction. That Claydol can just spam Rapid Spin on the Celebi. Here's the Dugtrio on the Spike. Yep. Yeah. Claydol can just spam Rapid Spin on the Celebi because without leftovers it takes damage from the Rapid Spin and doesn't get the leftovers healing, or the Leech Seed healing. Which, by the way, it has 6 Leech Seeds left. 2 spikes down. There's Dugtrio. On a Toxic. Double Protect wins here. No, never mind. McMeghan just goes for the... Knows that he's going to live. Clicks Wish. And Dugtrio gone is a huge shift in this game now. Jirachi and Metagross never need to be scared anymore. Which is huge. Yeah, all that spikes damage really came in handy, you know? And yep, Celebi's gonna go down. This is tough now. Kind of have to go for a Skarmory, or sorry, not Skarmory, Suicune endgame is what I expect to happen now. But I think that McMeghan has all of the tools needed to deal with a Suicune endgame from sadlysius. Yeah, Thunderbolts are running low, especially if those were used against Suicune. I can't remember. I know some of them were against Metagross. I can't remember. Thunder Wave, most broken move in the game, brought out once again. Seismic Tossing down the Suicune. 2 more, which means that 1 full para right now. Nope, All right. All right. So this is the way that Sadlysius makes it. Does McMeghan have roar? McMeghan has roar. All right. Yeah, McMeghan has all the tools, I think, to take this one home. There's a boom. Trying to catch Blissey, maybe? McMeghan actually just goes to Scarm to get some leftovers chip heal, and it's going to come back now. With both Claydolls gone, 3 spikes can go down on each side. I think we're going to see, yeah, Blissey come in. I don't think McMeghan risks like a crit or anything like that, you know? He's gonna play it very measured. You don't have to rush. We're gonna see 3rd spike go down for Sadlysius, and we'll see 3rd spike go down for McMeghan now. And now it's really a question of does Sadlysius do like a last mon Suicune, or are we gonna see Para down on the Skarmory is nice for McMeghan. Jirachi is low. Wish is going to be nice for whatever ends up getting it, which is actually the Suicune, because of the faster roar. And realistically, McMeghan wins this fight. You CM up, you roar out the Suicune. You can just click rest pretty freely. You can even let the opposing Suicune stay, you know, do its thing. And yeah, this is tough. You have to Toxic with Bliss. Yeah, you have to Toxic with Bliss, bring Skarmory in on the rest turn, and then click Roar with Skarm as Suicune sleeps. But the Paras are not helping. Not at all. And that's going to be the game. That's going to be the game. I don't think Blissey can even come in on Suicune. Oh, okay, it's at 83. But yeah, McMeghan's going to maximum Calm Mind boosts. I think we're going to see Ice Beam freeze attempts. Last one. Nope. And that is that. I know that stall games have a bad rap for being boring, you know? But the game that we play is a fantastic one, first of all. But there's stall in this game. Obviously, you can play offense to try and beat it, but being able to pilot stall as well as someone like McMeghan is like a very valuable trait. And watching games like this always, I don't know, for me at least, it's like, it's fascinating the way that McMeghan pilots these stalls and how he builds them as well. So I think that, yeah, just McMeghan's a fantastic player. I mean, Sadlysius very good as well. I mean, taking McMeghan to 200 turns, playing pretty well, I think so. My dog's getting a little angry at me for being on stream for recording for an hour. So I will leave it there. That was the Week 6 games for SPL. Look forward to the Week 7 games tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. This has been Gold Mason, and I will see you next time on another SPL commentated set.